Hey everyone, welcome back to Beat of the Soul. I hope you're well. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share, as it will really help this channel grow. J Blige will forever be one of my favourite artists, so when I saw the trailer for this documentary, I was gassed. I watched it when I was on a long train journey and I recall experiencing a range of emotions. J Blige will definitely have that effect on you. There were times where my eyes were filled with tears. I hope you enjoyed my commentary and review. I don't want to mention everything that was in the documentary as I don't want to ruin it for you, but make sure you watch it in its entirety and let me know what you think in the comment section. Mary talks about how she grew up in a tough and violent environment in New York. She didn't dream of being a big star because her environment didn't tell her that it was possible. When you think about that, it's pretty sad, and it makes you wonder how many children there are today who are growing up in similar environments who might have the same kind of mindset. There could be so many talented kids out there, like our future leaders, our future stars, our future athletes, etc. And because they're in a certain environment, they have a certain belief that they can't really make it or go any further in life. I think that's really sad, but I also think it's important to see people who have come from tough backgrounds and seeing their success stories, and those kind of people having more interaction with those kind of communities and environments from where they came from, so that they can show those kids that it is possible that you can do anything that you want to do if you work hard, work on your craft, and don't give up and persevere and all those kind of things. Mary didn't smile when she was a teen. In the neighborhood she grew up in, people didn't want to see you smile or see that you had dreams. The jealousy was real. People were suffering in the projects, and it was a classic case of hurt people hurting people. Mary was carrying the pain of her mum, her own pain, and those in her neighborhood. She heard her mum and others being beat and engaged in substance abuse to numb the pain. Early on in the documentary, Mary talks about what Everybody Loves the Sunshine by Roy Ayers means to her. When I heard her talk about it, I immediately thought of that beautiful scene in Straight Outta Compton where Dre is listening to the song with his headphones surrounded by vinyl. I love to see the impact that that song has on people. Mary said that the song made her forget about where she lived. I know exactly what she means because I have a similar feeling when I listen to that song as well. The production on that song is ridiculous. It's insane. It feels happy, safe and calming. Music is so powerful, and that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. Music has the ability to transport you to another place and make you forget about all your troubles for a brief moment. Mary's dad listened to a variety of genres. I love hearing artists talk about the music they grew up on and seeing how that's impacted their art. Mary's sister said that her mother used to sing and dance, and that's where Mary gets her iconic dances from. Mary would mimic anyone her mother would listen to. Singing was an escape for Mary, and she would sing to numb the pain. Mary was literally singing for her life because she wanted to get her family out of the projects. She was in survival mode. Mary said that she has 13 albums, but her second album, My Life, is the most important because there was a lot in her, a lot wrong, and a lot she needed to get out. My Life was her darkest album. People get saying to Diddy if he was worried about the sophomore jinx, but as Diddy didn't want the sophomore jinx, he made sure he had the right team to prevent this from happening. Shout out to Big Bub, Chucky Thompson and Diddy. They understood the assignment. People like Big Bub and Chucky Thompson need to be talked about more and given their flowers whilst they're here. Every time I see Diddy or someone mentions him, I either give the side eye or I just respond with negativity, because I always think about how some of the artists he's worked with or have been responsible for have been treated. Despite this, I'll give him his props for the legendary things that he's done in the industry. Diddy is partly responsible for Mary's success and great music, so I'll always rate and respect Diddy for that. Mary even said that Diddy believed in her more than she believed in herself. Because of Mary's age, gender and colour, her stylist explained that early in their career it was hard to get their foot in the door in the fashion houses. These fashion houses really think they're doing something by gatekeeping clothing from certain types of people, but ultimately they played themselves, as when you do this, it forces people to think creatively and outside of the box and ultimately set trends. Mary was the queen of the ghetto fabulous and R&B hip-hop style and sound. She made men sing along to R&B, made women with that style and swag feel seen, and has become a fashion icon. I'm waiting for Mary to do a boots or clothing line. It would be a hit. I never noticed the slash on Mary's face before watching the documentary. I didn't know that KC was formerly known as Little Cedric. I've watched documentaries about Mary before, but I learned new things about Mary's upbringing when watching this documentary. It was nice to see more of her family as well. I love Mary's vulnerability in her music. It's what makes her so special. Her music has gotten me and continues to get me through tough times. She also must be a marketer's dream because there's no false pretense, no false image to uphold. What you see is what you get, and a lot of people can relate to her. Mary has a beautiful tone. No one sounds like Mary. I admire Mary's ability to cross over to different genres and kill it. Not many artists can do this. Mary's ability to overcome all that she's been through, from growing up in a tough environment to being sexually abused, facing drug and alcohol addiction, battling fame, success, and a public relationship and abusive and toxic relationships, is really inspiring. The fact that she said that there were other things that she had been through that she didn't want to discuss is just mind-blowing and makes me rate her even more. Around 5 minutes into the documentary, you can hear the My Life a cappella playing as we see the opening credits as well as different images and moving visuals. It was so powerful as it made you really listen to the lyrics. It was a nice touch having different guests in the documentary as we got to see different perspectives, see the effect Mary had on others, and learn about those who were a part of Mary's team and success. Rest in peace, Andre Harrell. He's a legend. I'm so grateful that he started Uptown Records. Without him, some of our favourite hip-hop and R&B artists may not be where they are today. The documentary was dedicated to Andre, which I thought was really nice. I love that the fans were a part of the documentary. There's a mutually beneficial relationship between Mary and her fans. Mary has saved her fans' lives with her music and vice versa. It's a powerful dynamic. The animations in the film were sick and I really appreciated them because I know how much work goes into creating animations. I've sat in a VFX class before and just making a football move was a lot. And even though the animators are professionals and are getting paid, I can still appreciate the craft and the effort it takes to create the animations that were in the documentary. I thought the way that the documentary was structured was clever and creative. They took lyrics from the song My Life, and those lyrics were the theme for that specific segment of the documentary. So for example, we saw things like life can only be what you make it, and if you've seen what I've seen, and then those scenes would reflect those lyrics, if that makes sense. The analogy Tyler Perry gave in the documentary was beautifully put, so make sure you watch the documentary in its entirety so you get what I mean. I just noticed on Apple Music that there's a deluxe and commentary edition of My Life, so I definitely recommend checking that out. I hadn't come across that before. Mary J. Blige recently made an appearance on The Breakfast Club. You can really tell when Charlamagne, Angela and Envy really liked their guest. They had balloons for Mary and everything, and they communicated their love for her. It was a really nice interview. I'll put it in the description box so you can have a watch. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review and commentary. If you've already watched the documentary, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure you do and let me know what you think in the comment section as well. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Thank you. Bye.